Hello everyone. Welcome back to another Magic the Gathering Commander review. Now if you're following on this series and on the channel for this series, thank you guys so much for your patience. The holiday season has been very busy. This video should be coming out right before New Year's, so Happy New Year's, Happy Holidays to everyone. I hope your holidays have gone well if you are celebrating holidays this year. And again, thank you guys so much for all your patience. We'll get right on into it and then I'll have a few remarks at the end. Today we're talking about the Time Spiral set. We're almost done with Time Spiral, and as you can see on the screen here, Teferi, Mage of Zhalfir. Very iconic character throughout Magic's history, especially in the more recent years. Teferi is a legendary human wizard, a 3/4 for its power and toughness, and 5 mana value, 2 generic and 3 blue mana. Teferi has the keyword Flash, so you can cast it at any time you could cast an instant spell, and it has 2 static abilities. The first reads, creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield have Flash. So Teferi, as long as it's in play, will give all of your creatures Flash, which is absurd. And second, and even more absurd, each opponent can cast spells only any time they could cast a sorcery. So the crazy thing about Teferi, and I'll make quick check here, that there's no card rulings for this commander. But one quick thing to note about this commander is the benefit that Teferi gives only affects your creatures, not anything else, not your sorceries or enchantments or anything, but your creature cards get the keyword Flash. However, all of your opponent's spells can only be cast at sorcery speed. All of your opponent's spells. So, like, yes, it only gives some of your cards Flash, but it slows all of your opponent's cards down to a screeching halt. Mostly, it only affects the spells that have Flash or their instance. But the fact that it can affect all of your opponent's spells and make sure that they can't be cast at instant speed, because it specifically says can only be cast at any time they could cast a sorcery. So if there's something that says you may cast this at instant speed if blank blank blank, this card overrides that. So now there's no way for your opponents to cast things at Flash speed. They can do abilities at Flash speed. They can cycle, for instance, at Flash speed. They can activate an activated ability at Flash speed, but they cannot cast spells at Flash speed, which is very cool. Card I chose to synergize with this commander is Rewind. A fantastic counterspell, and of course it lets you untap your land, so then you can play one of your 4-drop creatures from your hand afterwards as well. Really, really awesome card. I love these effects. A crazy, unique, weird, janky build around that I thought would be fun for this commander would be robots. I think robots would be cool. Not robots specifically. This is actually more about villains than it is robots, but robot villains is kind of the thing right now with the Spider-Man set that we just had. And we have Marvel coming out in the future, which will bring us more villains specifically, but robots would be a fun sub-type to build around. So this is a villain deck, and Maskwood Nexus is a great card to have in here. There are other blue enchantments that do the same thing, that turn all of your creatures into something else. Maskwood Nexus is the best because it makes all of your creatures every creature type, which is cool. And then we want to do things that villains love to do. They want to be able to draw cards, they want to be able to connive, we want to make sure our commander is unblockable if it's a villain commander. Teferi can give all of our villains Flash, which is very fun. So Flash deck would be really cool, but there are tons of different deck ideas for you to build around Teferi. So go ahead online, whatever your favorite website is, and you'll find tons of different deck ideas to build around. So this commander does have the rank of S, because again, there are a lot of different decks you can build around. With Teferi, Villains was just a fun, weird, janky build around that could be fun to have as a deck building challenge for this commander. And yeah, this card is awesome. The fact that it can give your whole board of creatures Flash is cool. Very cool. In its own weird way, Flash is Mono Blue's version of haste. Because if you cast creatures with Flash during your opponent's turn, then at the beginning of your turn, they will no longer be summoning sick because you've had control of them since the beginning of your turn. So the rules state that it's no longer summoning sick. So you wait till the last person at the table ends their turn, and then at Flash speed, play a bunch of creatures, and then you've given them pseudo haste. So Flash is very cool. This is Mono Blue's version of haste, essentially. On top of all the other trickery shenanigans that you can do with Flash. Absolutely insanely cool what you can do. So, very awesome commander. Very cool stuff. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next one. Bye!